welcome to Back 9 action, round 3 of the MP50 division of the 2021 PDGA Tim Selinske U.S. Masters Championships, presented by Innova. I'm Grant Zellner from the PDGA, alongside Stephen Taylor. We've seen a lot of movement during the course of the front nine during this third round amongst these players. Not a whole lot of movement in terms of their positioning with each other, but more in terms of the gaps between them growing, shrinking. Here we go into round 3, back 9, with Patrick Brown at 24 under par, Yeti Redding at 18 under par, Barry Schultz at 14 under par, and Blake Needles at 11 under par, opening things up on hole number 10, a 936-foot par 5.
I think I could get that in 3 throws, don't you?
Or 4 or 5 throws.
Maybe more like 8.
Yeah, this is a substantial hole, although you do have this incredible view off of the tee pad and a chance to bite an awful lot off right here. Barry Schultz.
Barry with a beautiful throw.
Aiming for the catch cam.
In the middle of the fairway.
Well positioned. Yeti Redding stepping up, having closed the lead down to just 6 strokes.
Jay with a beautiful throw. In the middle of the fairway. He's okay there.
Now, you can bite off a little bit more here if you'd like. But players at this point trying to play really, really smart.
Blake is tailing off to the left. That was a little bit unexpected. I didn't think that was going to happen.
It got windy during this portion of the round. The last hole or two, the wind really came up. And for the first time during the course of the round, our players having to deal with some wind issues and some new challenges.
Patrick is just so smooth with his drives and his movements and with his release.
He'll be fine right there. He could have gained an additional 50 to 75 feet, but he'll be fine right there as Blake tries to utilize the left side of the fairway and manages to sort of sneak it through there.
Yeah, Blake is actually okay on that side. Patrick is off to the right. That is a beautiful throw.
Really
nice.
Really well played. Kind of 2 fairways here on hole number 10, sort of a right gap and a left gap.
Jay is going to take the left. And he's going to skip a little bit. No, but
needed a little more height, I think.
Yes. Barry is off to the right. And nice skip. He has a nice look there on hole 10.
Now, as these players play into this green area, the opportunity to skip goes away. Really sandy up near the basket.
Jay is low. What would you think?
Yeah, looking at probably 75 feet from there. And as I said, sand.
Blake in between the trees. He's in very good shape there.
There you go. Manages to trundle right on up to the basket. You saw the sand I was talking about as these players come into the green area. That can help or hurt.
Very good. Patrick has a straight look at this.
Pretty incredible to be here in 2.
Jay is going for his. Oh, just a little off to the left. Patrick with the clutch shot.
I think I misspoke a moment ago. That was for birdie. And it does get a stroke back that he lost to Jay just 1 hole ago.
Jay needs to get this.
Yeah, to save his par for sure. No problem.
No problem there. No.
The rest of our foursome cleans up here on hole number 10, and we head to a new challenge, hole number 11. A 522-foot par 4, one of the few holes on this course where there's not a significant elevation change from tee to basket.
You have to have a very controlled drive.
That river off there to the right side, of course, is out of bounds, but it doesn't really come into play. You've got to be quite a bit
I don't
offline.
think anyone has been in the river.
Not on this hole, at least. Not on hole number 11 here, as Barry retains the box.
Barry with a nice throw. He is in the middle fairway. He's still okay there, though.
That actually a good kick. Gives him a little bit more room to work with.
And Blake with his drive. I love the way he just gets ready to throw. It's just a dance.
Actually took a step there. Sometimes he takes very, very little run up at all.
And you know Patrick's going to be smooth, strong with the drive. Decides to go on the left. Wow.
Unloads. 425 feet.
That
paced that drive off.
Beautiful. Jay with his drive. Decides to go on the left. Oh, and he hits the tree also.
That tree is absolutely massive.
Beautiful tree.
Hundreds of years old.
Yes. See if Blake can get around. Unfortunate. Jay has a straight shot. Low. And he gets through.
Does get a bit fortunate there. Finds a little alleyway in. He's probably about 75 from the basket for his birdie.
Blake is going on the left. And is he going to get through? Oh, just...
No, a little bit of a ricochet there. The edge of circle 2.
See which side Barry goes. And he goes straight down the fairway. Could have used a little bit of a skip there. That tree stopped his drive.
Patrick so far down the fairway that he could sort of place a shot into the green and manages to nick that second tree there. So
decided to lay up there.
Yeah, that is third. So he'll be dropping in a par after that incredible drive. Blake giving a good, solid run at it.
Off to the right, though.
But he'll drop a stroke. Yeti from 75.
Get it. Wow.
What
Jay.
a putt from 75 feet away, bringing the lead back down to just 6 for Patrick Brown.
That
Look at
definitely
this
deserves a replay. Look at this. Beautiful. In the middle of the chains. Great shot. Good job, Jay.
From circle's edge.
Barry. He needed that. Good job, Barry. Blake with his tap in.
It's rare here at Harmony Bends for a par to be a disappointment. But in this case, I think Patrick feeling a little disappointed with that par on hole number 11. Hole number 12, a 265-foot par 3. Chance at an ace run with kind of an interesting
elevation at the end.
Yeah, an interesting mound here that can both help or hurt. It can help in that you can kind of steer your tee shot right into it and know that you're gonna stop short. But with even a little bit of height as you flash the basket, you're virtually guaranteed a minimum of a 25 to 30 foot comeback putt, and probably more, especially for these players, as hard as they'll be throwing from this white tee pad.
narrow window of
No such thing as a narrow window when you're Barry Schultz.
that's true. Jay with a very nice throw. Going in. Oh. Oh, good job. That's
Perfectly pin high.
that should be birdie.
Yeah, not an easy thing to do with this mound, but
Patrick is right there with Jay. Very nice. That's a birdie. Should be.
uses the slope as a backstop nicely.
Blake with a very nice look. Little bit short. Let's see if he can save his birdie here. Oh, right off the front of the basket.
Yeah, that elevation.
That's the tricky part.
Yeah, adds a challenge.
Maybe he rushed his putt a little bit there.
Yeah, the wind, like as I mentioned before, the wind came up, and then the wind, as you can see from the trees in the background, went away. So just about the time you've got yourself adjusted to a new challenge, that challenge goes away.
Patrick says his birdie there. And so does Jay.
All right, so the lead remains 6. I suppose I should say the gap between Patrick and Jay remains 6 as Barry begins to play himself into the conversation during this back 9. Heading on to hole number 13, 480 feet, a par 4. You can see out of bounds wrapping around the left side of the fairway. Here's the iconic Harmony Bends tree. And there is a Mando there off to the right just before you get to that tree. For our purposes, that Mando almost more in play for the second shot than the first, depending on how much our players choose to bite off here off the tee as Barry tries to carve something
with the headwind
from left to right into, once again, there the wind came up. It blows right up this little valley. You can see all of a sudden a little bit of wind again.
That's a good throw, Jay. That's where he needs to be.
Yeah, he'll be just fine. The Mando a little bit more in his line, though, perhaps for this second shot that he'll have. But for now, just fine.
Patrick is... Oh, wow. That's...
Fortunate. He believed...
He's lucky.
He believed he was heading out of bounds after nipping
lucky.
that branch. So he's very happy to be in bounds where he is right there.
Blake with his drive.
It's a hole that sets up nicely for a left-handed player.
That's a good throw. Barry with his upshot.
Around the mandatory there, you can see off to the right hand of your screen. He'll be looking to save his par from that location. Jay stretching out to avoid this mandatory that you can see there in front of him.
Jay, well,
yeah,
I'm sure he didn't want to hit that tree, but he is still okay there.
Patrick with a green light from 260. Nicely.
That's a good throw.
Off the whiskers. That doesn't happen very often. The whiskers actually deflecting that shot.
Blake with his upshot. Oh.
Yeah, relied on height there. Figured if I do hit something, the height will give me some forward progress, and he puts himself in the circle.
Jay has a straight look at this. It's going in. Oh.
Sure looked like it, didn't it?
It did. Nice run. Barry's going to have to contend with this tree a little bit here.
Yeah, I'm betting, and I was...
He's lucky.
Yeah, he's not going for really much of a run at the basket there with this out of bounds just beyond.
Oh, Blake is right off the top.
Just can't get anything going today.
Yeah.
Patrick, that was a chance to get a stroke back that he had given up to the card earlier in the round. One of several strokes he'd given up, taking double bogey just a few holes ago. Had a chance to get one back there and just didn't quite get the job done. Do you like to putt upside down? Do you like to flip your disc over and putt with it upside down?
No, not normally. No,
I don't either.
I don't. I'm not comfortable with that.
It doesn't feel good in my hand either. I don't trust it enough to do it even in fun. But it's a way of fighting the wind, or sometimes it's just a way of doing something kind of goofy, maybe trying to reset your mind.
Right.
As we head on to a new challenge. Hole number 14, 280 feet, a par 3 from this particular tee pad. A pretty significant dogleg back to the right. You can go directly at this green if you want to throw straight and low.
But that's very tight.
It's really tight. It might be something you're more comfortable with. As you can see, Barry, just beyond his shoulder there, you can see the option there to go straight and low. Or you can go a little bit out to the left or a lot out to the left. Barry choosing to go a little out to the left.
Oh, boy. He has
certainly the right choice for Barry.
Let's see what Jay chooses.
Jay going a lot out to the left, trying to utilize height to bring his shot in, and doesn't manage to turn his disc quite enough. If you choose to do that, you're going to be having to throw about a 370-foot shot in terms of the effort you put into it.
Yeah. Patrick going for the roller.
Interesting choice.
It is.
He was disappointed, too. He immediately turned around and said, I should have thrown a simple forehand.
And Blake, let's see. It's looking good.
Yep, another hole. Wow. Another hole that sets up nicely for a lefty. By the way, that little ditch beyond the hole there, not an out-of-bounds creek.
Patrick coming out of the trees, and he lays up. That's going to be an easy par.
You think Jay can do it again?
I think he can.
Oh, off the edge.
Blake for his birdie shot. Nails it. Good job, buddy.
Feels good to see Blake card a birdie. He's had a challenging day so far. Barry playing his way into the conversation.
Yes, he is.
No doubt about it.
You know he's wanting this championship very bad. So we're off to hole 15. Oh, excuse me, Patrick. Patrick for his par.
And now, excitedly, on to hole number 15. We've been playing in the flats down here next to the river, an area that floods frequently, and that's why the sandy turf is in this part of the course. But now we're going to go back up and over the hillside, starting off in the flat and then playing steeply uphill for this 524-foot par 4. This pin location, though, not being utilized. That tree that we just flew by is a dead tree with a lot of dead branches up high. And so for safety purposes, the PDGA chose to make that area an area of ground under repair with free relief. And we're utilizing a different pin location that's just up and to the left of that location, adding about 50 feet to the hole distance.
Well, Barry with a very nice drive there. Blake is coming up with his usual dance.
Comes over on it just a little bit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Jay with his drive on hole 15. Right down the middle. It's tailing off to the right, though.
Yeah, drifting off. You want to be as close to the shadows there at the end of the fairway as you can get, especially with this second pin location.
And Patrick with his drive, exactly where he wants to be, right in the fairway with a nice look.
Yeah, an excellent drive there for Patrick.
Blake is...
Yeah, he's in jail. He's in jail. Nothing to do but pitch out and hope he can save his par, which will be a real challenge.
Can get that up there. It's a pretty good throw, considering.
Yeah, from where he was with the elevation change, that's almost as good as you can possibly do, and he'll have a putt for sure.
And Jay with his birdie shot, actually.
Now, this is second. This is second into this par 4.
That's unfortunate bounce there. Barry with a nice look. Wow.
Dead on with his accuracy and putting probably close to 100 feet more power into that shot than the actual playing distance, just because of the elevation change. Patrick will have a birdie look as Jay has this just to get to the green area for a par look.
Oh, the dreaded roll.
Lucky to have it roll just that 8 or 10 feet rather than much further. That could have ended up back at his feet.
It could have easily, very easily. Blake with his upshot.
Blake will have that to save a bogey. And Jay to save par from well outside the circle and steeply downhill of the basket.
He wanted that.
Yeah, exceptionally different to put enough power into a putt.
And Patrick here. Great throw.
4 birdie and a 2-stroke swing on Jay. However, Barry with a drop in for birdie to keep pace with Patrick.
A sigh of relief from Patrick there. You could see it on his face. Blake, nicely done there considering the circumstances. Barry, that's an easy.
It's about as easy a birdie as you're ever going to see on hole 15 here at Harmony Bends. Jay disappointed to take bogey. And all of a sudden, just 3 holes to go here during round 3 of this MP50 lead card action. A sharply uphill 201 feet. That's hole 16. Par 3, obviously, and a challenging tee shot because of the not only the elevation change, but just the feeling off of the tee is a bit awkward.
And we learned today that you should probably throw a driver.
Yeah, you really should throw something faster than you think. However, if it fades off to the left, you'll find yourself with a really challenging birdie putt. Barry trying to take that out of play with a right bending shot. And
he is so smooth.
Boy, you can't do that any better.
Patrick is contemplating which side to go on.
You've got a left option and a right option. Choosing the left option.
Beautiful.
Excellent.
That's an easy birdie. I would take that. I would love that. Blake with his drive.
Interesting. Blake choosing the right-hand gap.
Wow.
But I would certainly never question that decision after that result. That was fantastic. He felt very good coming kind of over on something here.
Jay chooses. Well,
did you notice how fast that disc was? Did you notice? A sharp edge driver.
That's a tough angle here.
Catches an early tree, and now this to save par on a 201-foot hole.
Oh.
Banded.
And Barry his birdie shot. Nicely done. Patrick for the easy birdie. And Blake with his as well. And Jay to finish it up.
Blake trying to get back to even par for his round. He's within a couple of strokes of doing that with 2 holes to play. Jay, however, dropping another stroke to the lead as we move on to hole number 17, 413 feet, a par 4. Decidedly downhill, though. And so this basket fairly reachable, but for all of the obstacles in the way.
Accuracy is a must.
Mm-hmm. And I bring that up because if you do manage to punch all the way through, going long becomes suddenly likely on just your first shot here on a par 4. So it's a really interesting challenge, one we don't see very often. Barry trying to place something neatly. And you can see
I think Barry's okay there.
He's just fine right where he was, or right where he landed, excuse me. Patrick stepping up now with a much faster disc than Barry just threw.
Patrick's going for it. Nice
No
and
doubt
low.
about it.
Gets all the way through the trees. It's going in. Wow.
10 feet above the top of the basket as he goes by at 400.
That was amazing.
At 413 feet away now. He's about 45 to 50 long for eagle.
And Blake with his drive.
Catches an early tree. Can still save a birdie from there. Very difficult to hold this green, though, the further away you are.
Jay stays low as well. Is he able to get through the trees? No.
He won't be too disappointed, though. With a lot of shots end up right there on that wall of trees. You plan for it. You practice for it. He'll have an opportunity to save his birdie.
Blake with his upshot. He is off to the left. There is a steep bank there.
A deep culvert.
And Jay with his upshot.
Missed his height. You could see his reaction right out of the hand.
He's over there with Blake. And Barry. Barry decides to go around the trees. Nice skip. That's what you want.
He hit the ground 50 feet short and ended up pin high.
Blake going for it right off the top.
What a run.
He's had a little bit of bad luck today.
This for eagle.
You know, Patrick wanted that.
You know, I don't know that that was a full run, though. He knew he was about to pick up to at least not drop a stroke to Barry, who's in tie.
Jay, wow.
So
good job. That's a tough angle. That was clutch.
That really was.
And Blake.
Easy birdie for Patrick, heading on to hole number 18, where anything can happen. He's thinking about that tee shot, isn't he? Anything can happen here on hole number 18. We've got 810 feet from tee to basket and a lot going on in between. Coming down the hill, the creek in play for every shot on this par 5. You've got a shorter landing zone right there, just about nobody trying to go beyond that. Then you've got this second potential landing zone. And then over the creek yet again. Difficult.
Yes.
Very, very difficult. Most players not at all thinking about going any further than the shadows you see there in the center of your screen.
Barry with his drive. He's off to the right, though.
That will make his decision-making for his second shot very difficult.
But he may be next to the next tee, though.
That's true, yes.
And Patrick with his drive. Straight down the middle. Smooth.
Just an incredible placement shot. he could consider going for the green from that location.
He may do that. We will see. Jay with his drive. Decides to stay low. Oh, that tree helped him.
Yep. Just fine right there. He's got some space. Not able to even consider going for the green, but he can chip his way up the fairway, which is generally the plan here on hole 18.
And Blake with his drive straight down the fairway.
Long.
That's a good shot.
It's an excellent shot. A result that you would take every time.
Let's see which side Barry decides to go on here. Well,
he's just laying up.
He is.
Taking his medicine. He will have the option if he wants to maybe go for the green from there.
Jay decides to go on the right. Interesting.
Yeah, it really is. A lot of options there. None of them may be feeling all that comfortable. You can go from this area toward what you may notice in a moment, a big stump with a lot of leafy green growth around it. Requires about 330 feet of distance and requires a very specific shot shape.
Well, Barry's okay there.
That's what Barry just did, in fact, and manages to clear the out of bounds. And now Patrick probably looking to do the same thing.
Yes.
Yes, indeed.
Going for the cameraman.
What a dodge. Boy, I'd like to see that shot. Wouldn't you?
Oh, yes. Blake with his. He's going to end up on the right.
There's the stump I was talking about, and he'll have an opening into the basket from there.
You think Jay's going for it here?
He may feel like he needs to, and I think he is, absolutely. He's got an opening.
On the right. Is he going to go? Oh.
No doubt about it.
That's a very good throw.
That's an excellent putt, too. Just about 30 feet.
Blake decides to go from the left to wrap around. Does he miss the tree? Yes, he does. Very nicely done, Blake. Barry here.
This is fourth.
Oh, beautiful.
Stress-free par on 18 at Harmony Bends is never a bad thing. Patrick, though, here...
Patrick has a straight shot here.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, he's going for it. Ooh.
Just clears that out of bounds. He did not mean to cut it that closely.
No.
No doubt about it.
Jay for his.
Quite a gallery had gathered here at 18. Jay putting on a show. One more Yeti yell to
gotta
finish
love
up.
that.
Yeah. A lot of character on this card.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Barry easily in for par. Also played his way into second place during the course of this third round with just some very
on the pressure.
steady play. Yeah, the hot round on the card.
And Blake, he's happy to be there regardless. Patrick.
Kick in birdie. No doubt about it. Finishes a 7-under round to land himself at 30 under par for the tournament.
Sigh of relief.
Really, really impressive. Barry Schultz in second at 21 down. Jay Redding at 20 down in the top three for the final day of action coming your way here on PDGA's YouTube channel. It's at Harmony Bends. It's the U.S. Masters Championships. Stay tuned to PDGA.com for all your updates.